What if it turned out that some of the most unbelievable moments in history weren't just random? They were mind-boggling coincidences. While many people insist there's no such thing as fate, history itself offers jaw-dropping examples that defy logic. Some of these events are so improbable, it's hard to believe they actually happened. But they did. And they've been recorded for us all to witness, reminding us that the world is far stranger than we often think. The twin deaths of the Erington girls. In 1817, Mary Ashford spent the evening at a dance in Erington, England. The next morning, she was found murdered in a water-filled pit. A man named Abraham Thornton was arrested, but due to lack of evidence, he walked free. Exactly 157 years later, in 1974, Barbara Forrest also spent the night at a dance in Erington. The next morning, she was found murdered in Pipe Hayes Park. A man named Michael Thornton was arrested. But just like before, the case fell apart and the eerie connections didn't stop there. Both women shared the same birthday. Both were 20 years old when they died. Both were last seen alive on May 27th, and both cases remain unsolved. Was this just a terrifying coincidence, or was history forced to repeat itself? The strange link between King and the number 21. King Louis XVI of France was told to beware the 21st of every month. His astrologers and advisors believed the number would bring disaster, but Louis dismissed it as nothing more than superstition. Then, history began unfolding in ways that were impossible to ignore. On June 21, 1791, he was caught while attempting to flee France during the Revolution, sealing his fate. A year later, on September 21, 1792, the monarchy was officially abolished, stripping him of his crown. And on January 21, 1793, the warnings finally reached their grim conclusion. Louis XVI was led to the guillotine. 3 turning points, all on the 21st. Was it just a bizarre coincidence, or was fate counting down? Tamlains Curse and Hitler's invasion of Russia. A centuries-old warning and a chilling chain of events. In June 1941, Soviet archaeologists, led by Mikhail, unearthed the tomb of Tamlain, a legendary 14th-century conqueror whose campaigns left destruction across Asia and Europe. But locals had long warned, disturb his tomb, and war will follow. 2 days later, on June 22, 1941, Nazi Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history. The Soviet Union was caught off guard. Cities burned, millions fell. As losses mounted, whispers of the curse grew louder. Then, in November 1942, Stalin ordered Tamlain's remains to be reburied with full Islamic rites. Soon after, the tides of war shifted. The Soviets secured a decisive victory at Stalingrad, turning the war against Hitler. A mere coincidence? Or did an ancient warning prove terrifyingly true? Will West fingerprinting case. In 1903, a man named Will West arrived at Leavenworth Prison in Kansas. As part of routine processing, guards compared his details to prison records. Then came the shock. Will West was already in the system. Same name, same face, even the same body measurements. But there was a problem. He had never been there before. At the time, prisons relied on Bertillon measurements, a system that recorded a person's height, arm length, and facial features to confirm identity. It had worked for years. Until now. The records actually belonged to another inmate, William West. When the two men were brought together, the resemblance was uncanny, nearly identical. This case exposed flaws in old methods, pushing US prisons to adopt fingerprinting as a more reliable method. Human lightning rod. Roy Sullivan, a park ranger in Virginia, wasn't just a man, he was a walking lightning rod. Between 1942 and 1977, he was struck by lightning 7 times, earning a Guinness World Record. Each strike left its mark. The first hit in 1942, while he was in a fire lookout tower, his leg caught fire and his shoe was blown off. In 1969, lightning struck his truck, knocking him unconscious and scorching his eyebrows. Then in 1970, a bolt hit him in his front yard, leaving his left shoulder badly burned. By 1972, the storm didn't even wait for him to step outside. Lightning struck him inside a ranger station, setting his hair on fire. The following year, while on patrol, he was hit again. In 1976, another strike injured his ankle, and in 1977, while fishing, lightning hit him for the 7th time, burning his chest and stomach. The odds are 1 in 100 quintillion. After surviving all this, Roy believed he was cursed. He even started carrying a bucket of water just in case his hair caught fire again. Was it a curse, or did lightning have personal issues with him? The James Dean cursed car. James Dean's Porsche, nicknamed Little Bastard, was more than just a sports car. It became the center of one of Hollywood's most chilling legends. On September 30th, 1955, while driving to a race in California, Dean collided head-on with another car. He died instantly. But the tragedy didn't end there. The wrecked Spider was salvaged for parts, and that's when things got even stranger. A racer took the engine and installed it in his Lotus 9. He later survived a serious crash, fueling rumors of the car's deadly influence. Meanwhile, another racer, Dr. Troy McHenry, used parts from Little Bastard in his own vehicle. His car veered off track and struck a tree, killing him instantly. Even off the road, the car's dark legacy continued. While sitting in storage, Bastard mysteriously caught fire, damaging the vehicle but leaving the garage untouched. Later, during transportation to a safety exhibit, it reportedly fell off its trailer, causing a fatal accident. And in 1960, during transit to an exhibition, the car vanished without a trace and has not been recovered since. Coincidence? Or was Bastard more than just a machine? The mysterious case of the Pock Twins. Some believe in second chances, but what if those second chances come in the form of another life? In 1957, sisters Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock were killed in a tragic car accident. Their parents were devastated. But a year later, something unbelievable happened. Doctors had told Florence Pollock she couldn't have more children. Yet in 1958, she gave birth to twins, Gillian and Jennifer. And Jennifer, she had the same birthmarks as Jacqueline. As they grew, the strangeness only deepened. The twins recognized their late sister's toys without ever having seen them. They described landmarks from their old town, a place they had never lived in. Their mannerisms, their fears, even their handwriting were eerily identical to Joanna and Jacqueline. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a researcher of past life memories, called it one of the strongest reincarnation cases ever recorded. But skeptics argue it was parental influence, subconscious suggestion, or just eerie coincidence. Were these twins proof of life after death? Or just a case of history playing tricks? And those were just a few of the strangest coincidences ever recorded. Were they truly random, or is there something deeper at play? Patterns we haven't figured out yet. Either way, they remind us how unpredictable, eerie, and sometimes poetic reality can be. If you enjoyed this dive into the unexplained, there's a lot more waiting. You never know, your next click might lead to the next strange twist.